Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Divya. Welcome to Visual Vibes. In this Python course, I'm gonna teach you everything that you need to learn to start coding with Python. This course doesn't cost you anything, it's totally free for you. But if you would like to help me out, then you can increase its reach by hitting a like button, leave a random comment down below, share, and subscribe to my channel for more videos. Thanks in advance, and I really appreciate it. Without getting any delay, let's jump right in. Today, we want to see the features of Python. Before I start, if you haven't gone through my first two sessions about introduction to Python and installation of Python, then I would like to recommend you to please go through those two sessions first and then come here for better understanding. Before I explain about the features of Python, let's talk about why it's important to understand the features of Python. Think about it. Before purchasing a product, we usually examine its features thoroughly. Whenever those features align with our needs, then only we go ahead with the product purchasing, right? Because why? Understanding a product's capabilities allows us to make use of it to its full potential. In the same way, before you start coding in Python, it's essential to get familiar with its features. This knowledge is not just theoretical, it helps you to understand when to use them and how to use those features. And finally, can be able to know how to solve problems and handle errors more effectively. Now let's see the list of features in Python. Python is readable, it is open source, it's having a large standard library, it's good in memory management, it's good in exception handling. Of course, it is free. It's available on cross platforms. And finally, it's easy to understand. Now let's see each feature of Python in detail. Python is readable. This means Python closely resembles English. Since it is almost implemented in English language, so every human being can be able to read it and understand it properly because of its readable naming conventions for variables and function names. Second one, it's easy to learn because of its clear and simple syntax. Syntax in Python usually refers to the set of rules that we need to follow that defines how code must be written so that a computer can understand it. Let's say, for example, I have this set of code to print hi message for 3 times. Let's check the syntax that is defined on first line. So it's followed by for keyword and then I, which is a loop variable that usually iterates over the defined range here, and then finally followed by colon at the end of the statement. Let me run this code. See, iMessage got printed for 3 times. We only define single set of statement at the first line, and it's very clear and simple in nature. Let's say, for example, I forgot to mention colon at the end of the statement, and I'm running this file. See, it's throwing one error saying that syntax error expected colon. This means in Python, we need to follow the syntax, whichever it is defined. Then only you can be able to run that code. Otherwise, it will throw some errors. And that syntax also, it's very easy to remember. Now only we are able to see, right, how simple it is. So this means it's very easy to learn. The third feature of Python is cross-platform. Yes, Python is definitely a cross-platform. That means Python is available on various operating systems that includes Windows, Mac OS, Linux, and even more specialized systems and mobile platforms with right tools. The same Python script will usually work across all these platforms without any changes as long as the code doesn't rely on systems features. That's why Python has become a favorite language for the developers who wants to build the portable applications that usually work across all and different environments. Next one is open source. Yes, Python is also open source. That means the source code of Python is available for anyone to view, edit, and modify, and even distribute it across. You can check out the official source code of Python on Python's GitHub repository, which is the place that stores the source code of Python, or even you can download source code of Python directly from python.org website. And the next feature of Python is large standard library. Python is having a large standard library that provides a huge collection of built-in modules and functions. Here, built-in modules are like the toolbox filled with helpful tools to get the things done, like working with files, doing some mathematical calculations, handling dates and times, and even building some simple web servers. Python standard library is so big, don't have you often don't have to write the code everything from scratch or even search for some third party packages. Instead, you can simply call the built-in functions that are available inside these built-in modules by importing, and then you're good to go. Let me give you an example. For example, let's say suppose I would like to find out the square root of a number. So generally, in order to find out the square root of a number, we usually do some calculations, right? So in order to do same calculations in the form of code, we need to write some lines of code. So instead of writing lines of code, we can simply make use of the built-in module called math module to find out the square root of a number. So here, what I was doing, I was just importing that math module, and then I was calling one function called sqrt that is present inside that built-in module, and I was passing the number, and that should give me the result. Let me run this file for you. So you can see the square root of 16 is 4, it's given. So likewise, we have some more number of built-in modules and functions that are available and are and that are freely we can use. So we can check out all the built-in modules and functions in the official documentation of Python. I will give you the link in the description. So you can go through that. Now let's see the next feature of Python. It is free. Of course, it is free to download and use. We have already seen, right, how you can how you can download the Python and install in our local systems. It's of course free to download and install. You can easily download and install it, and you can write any program without even paying for single rupee. And sometimes Python usually releases some latest versions. So you can easily grab those latest versions by simply running some commands and you are good to go. And the next feature of Python is exception handling. Python is good in exception handling. So here exception means it's an error that happens while the program is running. So it is our responsibility to handle those exceptions. So exception handling is all about how your program handles when something goes wrong without crashing. Now let's see an example for exception handling. Here I have some set of code that handles exceptions. So this set of code mainly contains two sets of blocks. One is try block and the other one is except blocks. So try block is the one that contains the set of code that might causes an error. Except block is also a block that contains the set of code that runs when there is an error. So here we have two types of exceptions. One is zero divisible error, and second one is value error. Let's say, for example, I would like to divide the number 10 by some number entered by the user. So before I was getting this result, I would like to check two conditions. The first condition is like whether the number entered by the user is usually the number or not. Because if the user enter some other input instead of number means it's not possible to divide it. So let's say suppose if the user enters alphabet instead of number, then it's not possible to get this result right. So I would like to check really whether the entered number is number or not. The second condition is I would like to check I would like to check the number entered by the user should not be equal to 0. What happens if it equals to 0 means the result should be infinity, right? So I would like to check these two conditions. Let's say suppose user enters, whenever I asked a user to enter some number, he usually enters the number. Let's say suppose he entered an alphabet. So in that case, it's not possible to divide that number by an alphabet, right? So in that case, I would like to raise an exception called value error, saying that it's not a number. Similarly, in other case, if the user really enters the number as 0 means, then the result should be infinity. So which I don't want. So in that case, I would like to raise an exception called zero division error that says you can't divide by 0. So likewise, we can handle exceptions in Python. So likewise, we can handle errors in Python by raising some exceptions. Let me run this code. See, it was asking to enter some number. Now I was entering some number. So the result is 5. That is fine. 10 divided by 2, it's 5. That's fine. Let's say suppose I'm again running the file. This time I was entering the number as some alphabet. Instead of entering some number, I was entering an alphabet. Then it should throw an exception, right? So it was printing some message saying that it was not a number. So it is raising this exception. So likewise, if I run again this file, at this time, if I enter the number as 0 means it should throw another exception saying that you can't divide the number by 0. So likewise, you can write n number of exceptions for handling of those errors. So not only these two exceptions, in Python we have so many exceptions out there. To know more about the Python built-in exceptions, you can search for Python built-in exceptions and you can visit this W3 School website to initially get started with. This is a good website to know more about each and everything. So here are some built-in exceptions that are available. So we can check arithmetic error, attribute error exceptions. So here we have so many list of exceptions that are available. So the exceptions we have seen, right? Value error and zero reason error. So click on any of the exception and check how it works, and you can try it yourself or yourself understand how it runs. Now we will move on to the Next set of feature, management. Python is good in handling memory management. It efficiently uses the system memory by automatically handling allocation as well as deallocation. That means we don't need to say how much of memory is needed in advance. Python automatically adjusts on its own. Let's say, for example, here we have this set of code where I declare variable A, assigning some value to it. I have assigned 1 as a value to it. And in the next line, I reassign the value to the same variable. And I declared one more new variable called B. So here what happens means to store the value as a 1, let's say suppose A variable needs n bytes of memory. To store the value 11, let's say suppose A needs some n plus 1 of memory. So here totally, let's say suppose we need n plus 3 of memory, n plus 3 memory we need. So we no need to say how much amount of memory that we need in advance. Python automatically allocates the memory according to the data that we declared in a variable. And Python automatically free ups the memory. Let's say suppose here I have declared two variables, but I only used the variable by printing it. I have never used variable B after declaring it. So it automatically frees up the memory for the variable B. So similarly, in the first line, I have assigned one value to the A, and in the second line, I have reassigned 11 value to the variable A. This means I have reassigned the value to the variable A. That means previously it is having the value as 1. Now it's having the value as 11 latestly. So it will frees up the memory that holds the old value. So like this, Python automatically frees up the memory. So these are all. So these are the list of features in Python. I hope you like the session. So that's all for today. I hope you like this session. If you have any doubts, feel free to post them in the comment section. We'll definitely answer your questions, and I will see you in the next video. Until then, take care, goodbye, and enjoy programming.